Welcome, everybody. About time y'all got here. Look, if you guys are going to be late, or if you guys are not going to be able to make the show, y'all need to tell me. It's not like I don't show up to my shows even when I'm scheduled to do it. I always tell y'all everything. Man, I can't say that with a straight face. No, when I started the show, I started the warm up because I knew that the setup was late. I was looking at 0 viewers for a while. So I was like, oh geez. Everybody needs 15, 20, 30 minutes to know that I'm going to be streaming. How are you guys doing? My name is Stuart Davis, flawed man of God, humble parishioner at a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not a pastor, not a biblical scholar. I haven't been to seminary. I'm not trying to get you to join my church or donate to any special cause. What I'm here to do is talk about God, talk about Jesus. I'm not choking up because it means a lot to me, even though it does. Talk about God, talk about Jesus, talk about the Holy Spirit, talk about the Bible, talk about Christianity, talk about a wide variety of different topics, issues, and current events, and give you my perspective on them. One that I think is reflective of your average Christian guy. I've been a Christian all my life, 41 years, non-denominational Protestant. It's been 41 years, I know, because it took me a second to think about that number. I don't subscribe to any particular doctrine or denomination. I'm just in the Word daily, trying to do it better each and every day. Sometimes I'll get it right. Often I'll get it wrong. But no matter what, if you are listening to this show, if you are hearing my voice on the streaming, you can count on getting my honest opinions on whatever it is that we're talking about. So if you are somebody who is new to Christianity, or you are somebody who is not a Christian, but looking to possibly be one, you're interested, you're curious, you feel like there's something missing in your life and you're seeking it out, it's Jesus. Welcome to the show. And I'm happy to have you here. Hopefully, I can be the answer to what you need. Maybe you are interested and you come into the internet to look things up, but you don't want to see it from a social media influencer with these, these well-produced, professional, scripted, contrived, maybe even a little corny sometimes, productions. So it doesn't feel real to you. Maybe you're worried about going to church and listening to a preacher because you think, oh, well, that's his job. It's paid to do it. If people don't come to church, he stops getting paid and he's out of a job. Of course, he wants to do it, wants to convince me. That's not how it works, but I get it. As somebody, if you're trying to figure faith out, I get it. Maybe instead of hearing it from the pulpit, you want to hear it from somebody in the pew next to you, somebody who has been a Christian for a long time, who can tell you what it's like, and can tell you what it's like and tell you what it means to them. What has Christianity done for me? Why do I believe? Why have I always believed? And why is it so important? So I can explain that in the dumbest of language, because that's where I live. The layperson perspective is what I offer, and hopefully that will get you set and on a path to salvation. So glad to have you here, like I said. If you are already a Christian and you just enjoy Christian commentary, discussion, that kind of stuff, welcome as well. Welcome as well. It is something you will find here, like a Sunday school or a Wednesday night small group. We're very focused on learning, but we're also very focused on the small community, the small group, right? And we want you to be part of that. Want you to be a part of that, and we want you to feel comfortable. And if that's what you're looking for, pull up a chair, get comfortable, like the episode if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to get more episodes. Let's hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when we go live. But it's pretty much 8:35 most weeknights, and usually not Fridays because that's family time, family evening time, and that's Eastern, 8:35 Eastern, kind of like where we're streaming now. So you can do the math wherever you are. How is everybody doing this evening? MR was first in the chat. Oh, I didn't even talk about the chat. Look, no matter where you land in Christianity, whether you are just seeking out answers or you've been Christian longer than me, you're smarter than me. It's not hard to do. Um, you're more mature in your faith than I am. I'm very immature. um, or somewhere in between, which is likely where you land, somewhere in between. Don't be a wallflower. Get in that chat. Be part of the conversation. We want you there. We want you there and talking and discussing things, adding content, and making this show better. We've got a great group of folks who tune in and night out, and we want you to be part of that. Inviting you in. Give me your opinion. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What do you agree with or disagree with? What is it that we're talking about that maybe you have a unique or interesting perspective? Maybe you've got a personal anecdote that you want to add to the discussion. Or maybe you just have questions to ask. Whatever, put it in there. Put it in there. We're a small enough community that if you chat, I will read it and I will respond to it. That was the part that I left out. How could I ever forget the chat? Because I love them so much. Like Mr. MR. I call him Mr. MR because if you put MR together, it's Mr. Dad, the man, 11 questions. I was just being goofy at the beginning. Emmanuel Osorio. Hello, everyone. Haven't been on because of an ear infection. Oh, but I'll try to catch the replay as soon as I can, guys. Ear infections suck. I used to get those as a kid. I can't imagine having one today. I hear it's especially painful for adults. So, Emmanuel, luckily you're not an adult and you're just a kid. So, just kidding. But I couldn't resist the dig. Lucy is in here. I say we do a deep dive into Crusades sooner or later. We will. That is definitely on the docket when we get through the Bible reading. So the main project right now is Bible, the scripture reading, going through the Bible, couple chapters a night. Or in the case of 119, one chapter every couple of nights. But a chapter a night about, and once we get through that, who knows where the channel will be at that point. But once we get through that, we're going to need to do things like discussing the Apocrypha, discussing church history. We want to talk about martyrs. The Crusades is definitely on that list. The Divine Council, that includes Nephilim, the war in heaven, all sorts of different Christian related topics or Christian adjacent topics, some stuff that deals with the faith, whether it's dogma, legend, or just interesting history. But specifically, the foundation of the church, the martyrs of the early church have incredible stories. The Crusades is a big one because that explains further divisions between the Catholics and the Eastern Orthodox. It's awesome. That's it. Oh my, I see we have so much reading ahead tonight. So much more than the last two nights. Yeah, it's the very short Psalms tonight. And we still didn't even get a chance to get to them last night because we were discussing so much. Lucy said, I'm convinced that in the modern era, people treat Christianity like a country club. Don't be so jaded, Lucy. What you see and say is true in some circumstances. There are people that do treat it like that, have done that for a long time. It has been used as political cover. Christianity has been used inappropriately in many respects throughout history. But today and in the past, couple of centuries, there have been churches where, yes, it's a toxic social scene. And when it's like that, the culture at the church is off. And then unfortunately that exists because there are people like that exist. There are bad actors everywhere. And I used to commentate that my old intro, it was one of my first intros, discussed things like that. I address kind of things like that, oh, maybe, Christianity, it's just a place where stuck up people go to look down on other people and network and feel important. People do go for those reasons, unfortunately. Those are the wrong reasons. But that is not the way that I would say many churches operate. I think what you see more is the mega churches, um, and the churches in areas where that country club mentality is pervasive is where you'll normally find them. I used to be a member at a church where it was very much a social scene. I could not stand it. This was me when I was younger. I went to a church like that, and it ended up being very bad, leaving a very bad mark on me and on my family. When things happened that the church was worried that it would make them look bad, and the people were worried about it would make them look bad. And trust me, look, I wasn't the best kid. um, I hit another kid who was picking on me in Sunday school with a Bible when I was 17. I was doing donuts in the auxiliary dirt parking lot after the snow had started to melt because I was waiting to pick my brother up. Um, so I had my fair share of run-ins, but the only the one thing that place failed to do was ever make anybody feel like they belonged. It was all about who you knew, where you lived, how long had your family been in the church, were you a founding family, that kind of stuff. Awful, toxic, terrible. Um, but I wasn't a saint myself either. But don't let that scenario ruin it everywhere else, because look, I can see it, and I'm in Christian Twitter, and Christian Twitter can be a firing squad where everybody's pointing at each other, a circular firing squad where everybody's taking shots at each other. But what we see there is earnest desire to be righteous and wanting other people to convince other people that you're right. It's not more of what you don't see there is it's a country club. That's more of a theological warfare, which is not healthy either. But at least for those guys, there's earnest desire for righteousness, and not just I'm here to be seen. Alias, what's going on? Good to see you back in the chat, Alias. Missed you today and yesterday. Alex Moore, oh, I missed the intro music. Yep, you're just stuck with me now until you figure out how to close the window or the back button or click on another link, maybe to another stream. MR, even Catholics allowed it. Catholics are encouraged to watch. In fact, all right, since he said that, because I brought it up earlier, 2 nights ago, the Rafter has brought up a great idea. I don't know if we're going to be able to make it happen, but I really want to do it. Is once a week, I'm assuming about once a week, try to do a Christian themed Dungeons and Dragons live stream with me and him, maybe Chaco, maybe somebody else if they're involved that wants to get involved. I don't know. but he pitched the idea to me, and I don't know if he was just tired because it was late at night. I don't know if he was inebriated. I don't know what was going on because I haven't followed up with him, but the the idea was great. The idea is great. I'd love to do that, but it would be probably high church and Catholic themed, not low church, no low church, non-denominational theme like where I live. But I can move around in different spaces. Lucy said, I also like to say that we should take a look at the Grail Quest of Sir Galahad. Oh man, I love Arthurian legend. I don't know much about it, but I'm always interested when somebody's got information on it. What about Seventh Day Adventists? Well, if they're looking to get out of seven DA, and Mark's like, no, Dad, no. And then actually, I don't know. Stephen King wrote about writing. He describes ear infections as a kid, how doctors would lance the ear infection. It's quite funny, though I don't read King anymore after it. Interestingly enough, my wife's, this is the 6 degrees of seven, Kevin Bacon. My wife's best friend growing up, her dad, who they always hung out at each other's houses, so she was always around him. Her dad went to college with Stephen King and said that the guy was a weirdo even back then. And he was always off by himself, alone, writing these things. I don't like Stephen King as an author. I like some of the movies, whatever. I think that he is overly critical of other writers. If he doesn't like anything, if he doesn't like precisely what they're writing about, he negs them, and I think that that makes him a jerk. Even Wolfram's Parzival is better than Galahad. Oh, doesn't sound Welsh to me, so I'm not as interested in that. And they're getting in an argument about it, which is great. You smote him? My client Stu quickly doing a U-turn. What? What? Oh, yo, what the donuts? Oh, I smote him. Oh. It's not a moment I'm proud of. But I was, especially at that age. I think I was in fifth grade, maybe sixth grade. I never felt welcomed in that in my youth group, Sunday school age. The kid who grew up and now actually we're buddies. Now his mom is awesome, and she was also the Sunday school teacher that day. Um, but at the time, he was picking at me. I didn't like it, and he wasn't picking in a nice way. He was picking in a mean way. So he turned around and I got in trouble for that, as I should have. I should have smite the bully out of him. No, but we're we're not best friends, but we are on very cordial speaking terms whenever we see each other. So he's a good guy. There's a great story afterwards because he stood up for somebody in the best of ways when we were in high school. Listen, I was more speaking about the meme spamming with Tradcath and Ortho Bros. Oh no, okay, so all right, that's different than the social club folks. Social club folks are completely different from that because normally they don't know enough about about real faith to make to understand those memes. Ortho Bros online, and you have to be careful with that, right? There are some. Yex is a great example. Thaddeus is a great example. Folks that you will find in the wild on the internet who are orthodox, or it was Christian Mario, but he's new to orthodoxy. Of course, so is Yex is new-ish to orthodoxy, but those are good folks to talk about. They'll share the memes. They'll get into the banter. Um, but um, you see genuine faith, you see genuine desire, and obviously they believe that they're right. about about the theology of the denomination that they're in. And that's respectable. And like I said, they might argue about it, but um, at the end, they're ready to grab the hand of their fellow Christians and walk hand in hand, or not hand in hand, arm in arm with them, into all the uh, all the trials that life will throw at us. Same thing with some trad caths. But a lot of time, but there is a contingent specifically of ortho bros, and you see some of it with the trad cats, and you see some of it with other ones, but it's not as the trappings aren't the same. But it's so the trappings in orthodoxy and Catholicism are so big that it makes it inviting to LARP in. But there are some where um, their only real experience in the faith is what they pretend to be online. So that you can Christian, are they not really? Maybe they believe in Jesus or whatever, but they don't go to mass. Well, they don't go to. Um, they're not a member of any Orthodox church. They just they just take in what they talk about, and they say, "Oh yeah, that's good. That's what I am," instead of actually living the life. Because my first interactions with Orthodox on Twitter was, man, can't stand these guys. And then Thaddeus reached out to me and said, "Hey, we're not all like this, right? This is not what some of these folks represent is not what orthodoxy is." And we had a conversation. That's what I said, and we've been good buddies online for a while after that. But there are some out there, but that's not necessarily a social scene. That's really more because they're so socially awkward they don't have anything else to do but that. Or maybe they're just missing something in their life. But you find trolls everywhere too. Find posers, posers, trolls, um, fake people. They're everywhere, and faith, unfortunately, is a perfect place for some of them to hide. So, Arthurian themed D&D would be awesome. Just ask me a question on Arthurian legend. I can answer any questions you might have. I'll think about that. I'll think about that. I would love to be able to separate the legend from what was correct. We're not doing Warhammer right now. I Flame King on X all the time. Stop it. Stop it. we, we wouldn't call it Dungeons and Dragons. The joke that I came up with is we call it Papists and Purgatories. But if it was based on Left Behind, we'd have to name it Fairy Tales and Heresies. Yvain saved Rabute Gilliman. I think if I remember correctly. Anyway, all right. So, how's everybody doing at soccer practice tonight? It's good. Good kids. I like coaching, but man, I got a full schedule, guys. Remember that? Remember this? Remember all this? We're not doing any of that tonight. We have finished with that. The footnotes in Psalm 119 is longer than most of the Psalms we read. Wait, what? There is nothing historical about Arthur. He is and always has been fiction, with only some historical figures having some vague similarities. I don't want to talk to you anymore, Lucy. That's the worst. That's the worst party foul I've read in a while. That is the worst party foul. Yeah, it's all fake. Shut up, Lucy. Don't ruin what I love. Look, now I can't watch the movies anymore. I can't play the video games. When Tomb Raider got into Arthurian Legend, I was all into it. So, is Yvain like Gawain? Or is that in the different one? Who had the, hey, Lucy, who had the two swords behind their back in the movie? Yeah, I know it was Lancelot. I know that probably I know that aggravates you. Author is argued to have been based off the first king of England, I believe. Hey, Veritex, you're late. Yeah, but we've been. Gawain had the Green Knight. Yvain had the lion. I'm trying to remember who saved. Anyway, whatever. Lucy said King Arthur is medieval Superman. Stop it. Stop it, Lucy. I don't want to talk to you about Arthurian legend anymore at all. He was real and he means something to me. Oh, let's not go to Camelot. This is a silly place. He was well liked by all people, all real people. Here I was. I thought I was gonna get like cool tidbits. No, it's like the opposite of that. Because I know you dudes went to see the reset of Star Wars, right? Because you thought it was going to be good. You thought that maybe Disney wouldn't ruin it. And when Han Solo says, all the stories, they're all true. They're all true. This is like the opposite of that. Lucy going, the stories, the heroes, they're all fake. It never happened. Oh, where's the the cutscene of Jonathan Frakes? That's a myth. It never happened. Hold on. Hold on. Videos. Your Welsh mythology, Lucy. Come on, daggone it. Why is my internet so slow? this this is Lucy in my mind now forever.
We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened. It's false. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. No way. We got you. Not a chance. Not this time. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up. It's fiction. We made up this one. We made it up.
37 seconds of Lucy breaking my heart. Except for Santa is real, okay? He was a real person, Saint Nicholas, and he punched what's his face at the council in IKEA. He did that because he denied the Trinity. Arthurian legend. King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Did y'all ever see the cartoon? Like the Saturday morning cartoon? It was a Sunday morning cartoon. They had like Power Ranger armor. Anyway. All right. We've goofed off for a half hour. No, not Saint. No. All right. Let's get into this. We've Oh, what was that? What was Frakes talking about? Um he used to do a show, and I can't remember the name of it. I just had it up there. Hold on. He used to do a show because I used to watch it. It was great, and what got me interested was because me and my dad used to watch the Next Generation Star Trek all the time. That's what I grew. That was kind of the thing we did. We all watched a lot of MASH. We watched a lot of westerns, and we watched a lot of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and a little bit of Deep Space Nine. Voyager, we never really liked that. Beyond belief. Beyond belief. Where they would take a scenario, they would tell a story, and it was either you were supposed to try to figure out whether it was real, a real true story, or was it a fake story? And then he would tell you at the end if it was real or not. I like Cisco in Deep Space Nine, and I like the Ferengi guy. I can't remember his name. I like that Worf came back because I loved Worf in The Next Generation. I liked, and as I got older and I rewatched the series, I liked that it was just a different take on things. It was a bar. It was like Cheers with some action in the middle of space, right? And so there was some drama involved. But it was basically a bar show. I liked it. It wasn't about exploration. It had politics and trying to, I don't know. Cisco had to be a different type of captain, different type of leader. So I really liked it. I like that. It's probably my second favorite of the shows because I liked Next Generation. I liked it. I liked the Next Generation. I like Deep Space Nine. I hated. Yeah, who doesn't want where Worf doesn't want to talk about? Yeah, that was great. That was great. I actually thought the original series was not all that good, but the original series movies were awesome. Some of my favorite movies. And I actually did not like the Next Generation movies. It's not about what's real. Stop trying to make me feel better, Lucy. You've done enough damage tonight. You've done enough. People say men think about the Roman Empire at least once a day, or at least once a week. I think about Arthurian legend. Is it real? Is it real? Is real? I do that in my head all the time. All right, stop. All right, we're gonna get into we're gonna get into our two short um psalms tonight, and then uh we'll cut out for the weekend. Lucy says I feel guilty. Well, luckily nothing you did um was actually sinful. All right, so we have cleared Psalm 119, and really maybe that's the landmark to let us know that we're in the home stretch of Psalms. We are well into the last third of the books of Psalms, and we only have about 30 left, right? Yeah, 150. We're at 120, so 31 left, and we're gonna get two of those. Well, we get two of those out of the way tonight, and so we will start here with plea for relief from bitter foes. Sounds like David wrote this one, but it's not that long, so I don't know if it is or not. What do you think? What do you think, Ronnie? It's my cat. Cat's sitting on the armrest. I don't know how many of you actually watch the stream and how many of y'all just listen, but he is usually, sometimes you'll see his head pop up around this area because he's a good kitty. Keep it up, Lucy. I'm going to mute you. I'm not even going to read that out loud. I'm not going to speak that into existence. I'm going to ignore it. All right. A plea for relief from bitter foes, a song of ascents. In my distress, I cried to the Lord, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given to you, or what shall be done to you, you false tongue? Sharp arrows of the warrior with coals of the broom tree. Woe is me that I dwell in Meshech, that I dwell amongst the tents of Kedar. My soul has dwelt too long with one who hates peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. Huh. That last little part between woe is me of everything, I'm the one who does it feel like being American these days? And this is me as a combat veteran, who used to be very, very hawkish, and at times I can be. I am, I am one who's naturally predisposed to want to um, load up and move out. But what I have learned is we are not. Sounds like MAGA. Some facets of MAGA, yeah. Because what did we do? What was one of the things about Trump? We didn't get into any wars, right? We had Desert Storm, we had Mogadishu, we had Bosnia, we had Yugoslavia, we had GWAT, Global War on Terror, and Iraqi freedom, um, enduring freedom in Afghanistan. We've had Syria. We've had some sort of weird Cold War in Ukraine. It's tough. It's tough because all that is just that's all been since I was the last 30 years. Think about that. Everything I listed off the last 30 years. And 4 of those years was Trump not getting us into anything. Nernath, what is a broom tree? Thad sounds like Thad, I think, is the kind of person who probably might know what a broom tree is too. My soul has dwelt too long with one who hates peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. It's interesting too when you look at cross party lines, how it switches between people being for war and against war. Nernath sounds like a type of way to phone that one in, Nernath. Jeez, am I gonna have to look it up? It's a shrub. It's an evergreen shrub, not a willow. Nernath, disappointing me. But yeah. So let's go through the rest of it for the beginning of it first. In my distress, I cried to the Lord, and He heard me. It's a common refrain among the Psalms. Again, we are in trouble. We are distressed. As he said, I'm in my distress. When we are distressed, we have anxiety, worry, whatever. Cry out to the Lord. He hears us. We ask Him, deliver me. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips. Bless me. Look out for me. I need you to give my back. I need you to have my back. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. You've ever had somebody trying to really smash your character, especially when it's something that's made up? That's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'm bad enough. I am a flawed enough person on my own that you can make digs at me without making stuff up. Which tells me if you're making stuff up that you don't know me enough to really complain. Because if you wait long enough, you're going to find something about me you don't like. Something about me that I can improve upon, where I can be better. It feels bad to be lied about. And not only that, there's a reason why it's damaging to your reputation. It's damaging to um, the way society works. That's why it is, I think, one of the big reasons why it is considered so evil enough that it is one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. What shall be given to you, or what shall be done to you, you false tongue? Sharp arrows of the warrior with coals of the broom tree. I don't know that second part, what that's all about, even with knowing what a broom tree is. But woe is me that I dwell. But that's just a build up to this. Woe is me that I dwell in Meshach, that I dwell among the tents of Kedar. My soul has dwelt too long with one who hates peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. War's not pretty. Broom tree makes good firewood. I'm assuming he's calling down some sort of curse of being stabbed, being pierced by sharp arrows, or burned by hot coals. That's kind of what the impression I'm getting. We should strive for peace. But unfortunately, it is human nature to be combative and warlike. We know that. It's a difficult thing to understand that we live in relative peace where that's not really been much of how mankind has existed. And Mars said, I thought perhaps it was that tree you see in a Jewish temple. I've never been in one, so I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows? And there are always folks who are ready to go in the battle, ready to start a fight. But when you know what that fight entails, because this isn't a fist fight between two kids at during recess. This is armies lining up. This is men being maimed and killed in battle. This is villages being put to the torch. And oftentimes, children being killed, women being raped and murdered. It's ugly. War is ugly. It includes ugly acts. Brings out the worst in us. Why would you advocate for that if there was an option not to? Like what Thad quoted earlier from R.E. Lee. It's good that war was so horrible, lest we develop a taste for it. I'm a goyim friend to a number. So, like I said, not much to that one, but meaningful. Meaningful, especially in present day. God the help of those who seek it. That doesn't look like that was written correctly. Anyway. A song of the essence. I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence comes my help? Let me restart this. I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence comes my help? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. The Lord shall preserve you, your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. That needs an amen at the end of it. Amen. I love this. It's kind of, this is kind of, to me, it feels like a thank you, right? What I feel like when I read this is a thank you and a reminder. Thank you for keeping me safe. I could say, thank you, God, for looking out for me and the kids I was coaching tonight. Thank you for looking out for us. Thank you for us for having a good practice. Thank you for my kids being baptized. Thank you for looking out for me and all the stupid things I've done that should have gotten me killed. I'm still alive. The Lord looks out for fools, children, and drunks. Is that the old saying? Fools, drunks, and little children. But he's ever vigilant. He's ever vigilant. He's never not paying attention. And that's not just looking out for you for judgment, but he's also looking out for you outwardly as well. I thought it was women, children, and handicapped. I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's what it is. I know drunks is in there. I think it's fools, drunks, and little children. The Lord looks after fools, drunks, and little children. Ah. They say that God watches out for children, drunks, and fools. And Otto von Bismarck. God has a special providence for fools, drunkards, and the United States of America. But yeah, that's not biblical. It's just a saying. At least I'm covered by the fool's part. Yeah, same. Haley said I thought it was foolish drunk little kids. They get turned into donkeys. I watched the Pinocchio Disney movie. Um, but yeah. um, but the Lord is looking out. Again, we've talked about this before. You can pray. You might not get what you need, but God's paying attention. He knows. He knows what's going on. He doesn't sleep. If he says he's going to look out for you, he's going to look out for you. And he definitely kept that promise to Israel, even when they didn't deserve it. He does it to us, even though we don't deserve it. It's easy to pick on Israel. They do some really dumb stuff, just like we do. So, and the Lord shall present, and I like how it ends. And this is a good way to wrap up the reading tonight. The Lord shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. This is a good. I like that, MR. You said this is making me feel like I have artillery on my psalm. It feels like a protection psalm. It does. This sounds like a good um, psalm for soldiers and sailors, um, merchants, that kind of thing. People who are traveling a lot. It does. It does feel like that. So, all right, folks. That's our stream for tonight. This is our stream for the week. We are going to wrap up. I don't have plans to stream tomorrow. I need to rest up. I've been running pretty hard. Oh, the past couple weeks. And just I enjoy spending time with you guys. I am a person who enjoys being around people a lot, but I also enjoy my time that I get to myself as well. And so it's good. Said me. Mark said that's me as a kid. As a teenager, It's you as a brat, MR. MR, I was talking to my buddy who's a sergeant major of that unit that your relative was in. We were talking about. I was telling him a little bit about you reaching out to me with the medals and everything. Oh, he said that there is a place that you can go, and there's a car. I think he said it's in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. They've got a website or whatnot. This is what. Glad I thought about it. You then can give them if you've got their name in either their social security number, serial number, I think is what they called it back then. If you've got enough information, they will give you all the information they have. Like they collate and consolidate data on that. So, I'll try to get more information. I'll try to get a link and I'll send it to you. I'll DM you over Discord, and that's a good place to get started if you want to do some spelunking for more information. That might be a good spot because, unfortunately for you, that's a lot of records were destroyed in the St. Louis fire. That destroyed. I think it was in the early 70s or mid 70s. Destroyed a lot of people's personnel files that were archived that were served before then. But somehow these guys have found a way. I'll try to get, like I said, I'll try to remember to get the link for you, and when I do, I'll send it to you. And definitely let me know how that all shakes out because that was pretty cool. Finding out not only that your relative served in World War II, but also World War One. There you go. And then maybe you probably can get the citation for the Bronze Star too in the Philippines. Anyway, guys, this has been a great week. I know we don't get as much time together as we normally do, but I do enjoy it. So MR, alias Thad the Man, Nernath, Arnoidet, Arnoedi. I hate trying to say it. Arnoidiad. Nernath Arnoidiad. Maybe. I'm sure I messed that up. Lucy. Veritax. Alex Moore. Emmanuel Osorio. Thank you guys for being part of the chat. Thank you guys for being great. And thank you for your contributions. Except for Lucy and your terrible presentation on Arthurian legend. I don't believe anything you said. You are fake. You are fake news. No, that's interesting information. It breaks my heart to hear that, but it's cool. It's cool. The real hero is Jesus. Everything else is kind of just cool to know about. Have a good weekend, everybody. Be safe, be productive, relax, get your taxes done if you haven't done them. Go to church, go to church, go to church. And I want to see you back all here on Tuesday when we're streaming again. Everybody, have a good night. God bless.